buhay sa tahanan, may lumalabang makatawid. Makasama lang ang kanyang mga anak at kapatid, may lumalaban sa kalungkutan. Silang mga wala nang magawa, pero mas matindi naman siguro yung mga wala nang manguya sa gutom. May lumalaban, may lumalana. Salamat dahil hindi ka sumuko. Alalahanin mo na hindi ka lang basta lumalaban. Nagtatanim ka rin ngayon ng kwento ng katapangan na bukas pwedeng anihin ng kabataan.
Para sa aming kapakanan, inyong sakripisyo, ginugunita ko. Kayo ay mistulang aming mga kalasag. Pagod at hirap, di aming ginhawa. Laging saludo sa sana sa atin. Sakripisyo, ginugunita ko. Kayo ay mistulang aming mga kalasag. Pagod at hirap, di aming ginhawa. Laging saludo sana sa harapan.
Mga kababayan, naharap na naman po tayo sa mabigat na pagsubok na ito. Ito yung COVID-19.
I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone's safe.
Nandito po kami para hikayatin pa po kayo na maging matibay.
Mas maging matatag po tayo and just stay positive po sa lahat po ng nangyayari ngayon.
Mga mahal kong kababayan, lampasan po natin, pagtagumpayan po natin ang pagsubok na ito.
Stay strong sa panahon po na to.
Huwag tayong mawawalan ng pag-asa.
At inihikayat din po namin kayo na sana makinig po tayo sa ating gobyerno.
Sumunod muna tayo sa gobyerno dahil yun yung pinakamainam na paraan para hindi na lumagana pa yung virus.
Let's all stay at home.
Spend time with our loved ones, with our families.
At higit po sa lahat, make sure to pray for everyone, pray for everything that is going on right now, especially our frontliners po who are sacrificing their lives to take care of everything.
Higit sa lahat, patuloy tayong lumapit, magtiwala at manalangin sa ating Panginoong Diyos.
Lagi tayong manalangin dahil yung po ang may pinaka-mainam na solusyon sa lahat po ng mga problema natin.
God bless you and your family. Please stay strong and keep our faith.
Tuloy po ang laban.
Magandang umaga, Filipinos. Good morning. You're watching Eagle News Mornings from Canada. I'm Thomas I. Likeness, reporting from our Eagle News studio in the Western Canadian province of Alberta. My city is Edmonton, and we're here to bring you news and commentary from across the country. Well, it's Wednesday morning. Hey, I guess a little bit of a late start for me in the work week. It's the middle of the week. But, you know, I missed you all. It's good to be back here in the big chair. Took a few days off, got a few things done. So, yeah, good to be back. What have you got planned for today? Have to be outside? Well, it's going to be a hot day if you're going to be outside. Let's look out the window right now. See what the weather is like in Metro Manila. It's going to be hot. AccuWeather telling us the temperature should reach about 35 degrees today. The real feel, somewhere around 40. Mostly sunny, so keep yourself covered or use some sunscreen to block those ultraviolet rays. Right now, 28 degrees in downtown Manila. Feels like about 32. The air quality rated as excellent. Coffee's on, so grab that second cup, sit back, relax, and let me tell you what's happening in Canada. First, a look at the weather across the country. Our street scene today comes from Vancouver. And a big thank you to Rondell Holgado for this street scene. It's the Pattullo Bridge and the SkyTrain Bridge. Now, this links Surrey and New Westminster and crosses over the Fraser River. It's too bad I don't have a map up there to point all this out to you, but it's all part of the greater Vancouver area. Let's start on the west coast with the weather. Victoria, mostly cloudy and 16 degrees. Vancouver, where you see the street scene, you can see the clouds in the sky, 16 degrees. Across the mountains to Alberta, Edmonton is sunny and 21. Calgary, mostly cloudy and 17. In Saskatchewan, Regina reports clouds and 25. Saskatoon, mostly cloudy and 23. Oh, Winnipeg, it's a scorcher there. Mostly cloudy, but 32 degrees in Winnipeg. And you know that's going to be humid because they've got that huge lake, Lake Winnipeg, which is just north of the city. In Toronto, sunshine and 23 degrees. We go up to Ottawa, where it's partly cloudy. Pretty hot there, too. It got up to 27. The Atlantic provinces, well, in a word, it's hot. For the Atlantic provinces this time of year, it normally doesn't get quite this warm, but they've got a bit of a scorcher there as well. Fredericton, Sunday, and 28 degrees. Bit cooler, 23 and mainly sunny in Halifax. Even St. John's, Newfoundland is warm. It's mainly sunny and about 21 degrees. Some of the stories we're following today, well, it seems young people just aren't getting the message about social distancing. Non-essential travel between Canada and the United States has been banned for another month. Consumer debt is dropping in Canada. We have a report on what the province of Ontario is doing about human trafficking. Well, you know, remember when you were young, carefree, nothing could hurt you? You felt invincible. You know, maybe you took risks, and like me, you got lucky and lived to tell about it. Well, nothing seems to have changed. We all grew older and got cautious, but young people not so much. You see, as we emerge from the restrictions of the pandemic, young people seem to be more likely to be the ones to take chances. At least that's the finding of a public opinion poll in Canada conducted by the nonprofit Angus Reid Institute. The poll said the biggest challenge for public health officials trying to give advice on how to avoid a second wave of COVID-19, the biggest challenge might be trying to connect with younger Canadians. The survey found that those between 18 and 34 are the least likely to follow the recommended advice and much less likely to voice personal concern over becoming sick. They just don't think they're going to get sick. That's something Alberta's Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Dina Hinshaw, keeps stressing to young people. She's trying to stress that caution. She says, though, she understands what they're facing.
What seems to be at least what we're seeing with respect to spread, and when we're doing our case follow-up of cases, it does seem to be often in social settings where there is transmission. And we're therefore encouraging all Albertans, but particularly people in that younger group, to make sure they're thinking about the measures they need to put in place, limiting their close contact with others. I know that the last few months have been very difficult. And as was mentioned earlier, some of the ability that we had structured for people to gather in settings with others was focused on families. And so there may be younger people who are single or living alone, or perhaps not in a family setting, where being able to be together with friends again is what they crave. And that's completely normal. I just want to make sure that younger Albertans remember that what we all need to do is protect each other, and that while those who are younger, who have no chronic medical conditions, may be at lower risk of severe outcomes, if someone gets infected and passes the virus on to someone else, you can be a part of a chain of transmission that can have tragic consequences.
She says, remember, when you're making those decisions, think about the loved ones in your life who are older, who have chronic medical conditions, and interact with others the way you would want those loved ones to be protected. Other findings in the survey, 41% of Canadians say the worst of the health effects in Canada are yet to come, but the majority, 59%, feel the country has made it through the most difficult times in terms of illness. Those under 55 years of age, much more likely to feel worn out or fatigued than older Canadians. Interestingly, women 18 to 54, more likely to feel anxious, while men 55 and older are most likely to feel optimistic. You know me, I'm the big optimist. So what are the numbers like in Canada today? We're only a few hundred cases away from the 100,000 mark since the pandemic began. More than 8,200 people have died. The good news, though, this is the good news, is the recovery rate. Of all those cases reported, our chief public health officer, she's the federal one. Dr. Hinshaw, who you just heard from, is provincial. The federal one, Dr. Teresa Tam, she says 60% of those who caught the infection, 60% have recovered. But Tam has a warning. Just like Doc Hinshaw said a moment ago, don't be complacent. Tam says, you know, even though the epidemic growth has slowed, even though we have fewer cases being reported every day, it only takes a single case. It takes just one to spark an outbreak. Now think about this. Think about a forest full of dry timber, dried out trees. There's all kinds of dried out brush and branches and stuff on the ground. There's been no rain for weeks. Just a single spark. A single spark and you got a wildfire. That's the way this disease spreads. One case at a time, and then it begins to grow like a snowball. So the precautions continue. Like this announcement this morning we heard from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
I can now confirm that Canada and the United States have once again agreed to extend by 30 days until July 21st the current measures in place along our border. This is an important decision that will keep people in both of our countries safe.
Now, this is the third such extension since the border was closed in March. It had been set to reopen on Sunday. But for now, tourist and cross-border visits remain banned. There's some exemptions. Trade and commerce, that kind of traffic continues to flow. Healthcare workers who live on one side, work on the other side of the border, well, they're allowed to cross. And of course, close family members who had been separated because of the pandemic, they've been allowed to reunite. Well, for the first time in more than a decade, consumer debt loads in Canada have dropped, albeit by just a fraction. Equifax Canada, they're one of the companies that does credit ratings on people. Equifax says average non-mortgage debt dropped by 0.5% in the first quarter of this year. And that's largely due to a huge drop in consumer spending. You know, with the stores shut down, restaurants shut down, people just plain cut back on their spending. The result, a plunge in credit card spending. They kept the credit card in their wallets. That translated into much lower balances, and that trend continued into April. The average Canadian, though, has more than $23,000 in consumer debt as of the end of March. According to the report, younger people and older people borrowed less money. Those between the ages of 46 and 55, they borrowed more. People paying their bills? Well, you know, as far as delinquency and bankruptcy rates, the agency reports the 90-day delinquency rate for non-mortgage debt rose by 1.22% to nearly 9%. Fewer people paying their bills. Overall, younger borrowers had more stable delinquency rates in the early phase of the pandemic. They figured that's partly because they increasingly used payment deferrals, where they put off the payment. As long as they didn't remember, that was not a cancellation of the payment. They got to catch up with it sooner or later. You know, those chickens are going to come home to roost. Human trafficking. It's a despicable crime. It's absolutely ruinous for the victims. You know, even if they do escape the clutches of these criminals, the scars, the physical scars, the mental scars, they remain for a lifetime. Eagle News correspondent Ashley Sackmar tells us the province of Ontario is taking steps to do something about this scourge.
Human trafficking is arguably one of the worst crimes and is often regarded as a modern form of slavery. According to Public Safety Canada, human trafficking involves the recruitment, transportation, harboring, and/or exercising control, direction, or influence over the movement of a person in order to exploit that person, typically through sexual exploitation or forced labor. In Canada, over 70% of known human trafficking victims are under the age of 25, 26% of which are under 18. The average age of recruitment into sex trafficking is 13 years old. Young women and girls are especially at risk, especially those from indigenous communities and children and youth in care. About 2/3 of police-reported human trafficking crimes in Canada occur here in Ontario. Because of this ongoing vicious problem, the Ontario government announced yesterday that it is investing up to $45 million over the next 5 years in the work against human trafficking. Take a look.
Our government has opened applications for the Anti-Human Trafficking, Community Supports, and Indigenous-led Initiatives funds. Over the next 5 years, these funds will provide up to $46 million to agencies across the province to increase community-based and Indigenous-specific services and care. This includes supports like specialized residential treatment for sexually exploited children and youth, and survivor-led programming.
Solutions and recommendations to address this heinous problem come from survivors of human trafficking, Indigenous communities, law enforcement, and frontline service providers. Go to ontario.ca to find out more and apply for this community support and Indigenous-led funding. Applications will be accepted until 5 p.m. on July 30th, 2020. If you or someone you know is a victim of human trafficking, there is help. Call the Canadian Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-833-900-1010. Again, the number is 1-833-900-1010. Lines are open 24/7. Everyone has a right to be safe, and everyone has an obligation to protect one another. In Toronto, Ashley Sackmar, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Still to come, how do Canadians feel about the police? We'll do a bit of sightseeing in Victoria, BC, and we'll find out if Major League Baseball fans will be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" anytime soon. Good morning. If you're just joining us, it's 7:14. You're watching Eagle News Mornings from Canada.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants. Abangan ang kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
This program is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved Nutrichos, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa Nutrichos. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vitaherbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matinco. R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandwich Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandwich Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
The Bulacan Bulk Water Project is a treatment facility that will provide bulk water to the 24 municipalities of Bulacan to meet the increasing water demand of its residents. Through concessionaire, SMC Infrastructure also initiated the significant improvements of the Manila North Harbor Port, the country's busiest port.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved Nutri-Chunks with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa Nutri-Chunks.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ibang klase ang sarap ng corned beef mo. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Kaya perfect ang sarap. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
This is Eagle News Mornings from Canada. I'm Thomas I. Likeness. Well, do you trust the police? Fewer people in North America do, according to a new poll by Leger. And that's not surprising, given the events of the last couple of weeks. Not surprising at all. Here's what the numbers look like. 70% of Canadians say they trust the police. Now, that number seems awfully high, doesn't it? But get this, that's an 11% drop. 11% fewer people from 6 weeks earlier. Visible minorities, they had even less confidence in police, only 61% saying they trusted the authorities. Now let's look at the American figures for a moment, just in comparison. You know, our two countries live next door to each other. In the United States, Americans polled on the same issue placed less trust overall in police forces than Canadians do. Only 60% trusted police. That's a drop of 3% from a poll done early in May. We dropped 11%, they only dropped 3%. So there didn't appear to be a lot of trust there to begin with. And only 44% of visible minorities in the United States say they trusted police officers. Well, just how safe do people feel when they interact with police? I mean, have you ever been stopped by a police officer? Has one ever wanted to talk to you? How did you feel? You uncomfortable? A lot of people are. A lot of people, though, said they didn't feel for their safety. 75% of Canadians, 64% of Americans said they did not fear for their safety. A large majority, though, thought it would be a good idea for police officers to wear body cameras. 90% of Canadians, 87% of Americans said, yeah, body cams are a really good idea. Should be doing it. And on the issue of racism, how do they think their forces are dealing with it? 63% of Canadians, nearly 2/3, and 58% of Americans said, yeah, we're satisfied with the efforts being made by their governments to improve relations with visible minorities, although it would have been interesting to see a breakout of the visible minority demographic on that particular question. Prime Minister Trudeau admitting conditions must be improved for temporary foreign workers employed by Canada's agriculture producers, but he offers no specifics on how that might be done. Mexico is forbidding any more temporary workers from traveling to Canada. This follows the death of 2 Mexican farm workers from COVID-19. That happened in southern Ontario. Mexico wants a safety review. Canadian health policies, Canadian procedures. They want that done before 5,000 workers currently waiting to work on Canadian farms will be allowed to come to Canada. Trudeau says, well, you know, there's issues with living conditions. I understand that. He says, yeah, there's a problem with the fact that they're individually tied to particular companies or employers and can't move. And there's also various challenges around labor standards. He says, yeah, these things must be looked at, but he offers nothing further. He suggests the government could look at things like pathways toward citizenship that would give workers more rights, but he didn't say if the government would pursue that. The Canadian agriculture industry relies heavily on temporary foreign workers. It employs more than 60,000 migrant workers every year for seasonal work on farms and in food processing plants. Let's go to British Columbia now, the capital city of Victoria, where Eagle News correspondent Jeanette Doiseau is going to take us on a tour of the city's Chinatown.
Today we will explore the Chinatown here in Victoria, British Columbia, the second oldest Chinatown in North America. Let's go! Canada, Jeanette Doiseau. We live in interesting times.
Yeah, I just love those cats, you know, the ones that wave. I love those. I've got to get one for the house. We'll put one in the studio. I don't know, maybe back here somewhere. I love those cats. Well, standing by live now is EBC sports reporter Zarita Sese. Zarita, are we going to be enjoying that seventh inning stretch anytime soon? Will I be able to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game"?
Good morning, Tom. And you're just going to have to stay seated and save that voice a little bit longer. So it was just a couple days ago when Commissioner of the Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, guaranteed the return of baseball for 2020. But as of yesterday, his tone changed when he told ESPN that he's actually not confident for the league's return. So the MLB and its Players Association have been going back and forth. I think I reported it a couple weeks ago with regards to the return to play plan, but it doesn't seem to actually be resulting in any agreements. So in a statement released by Tony Clark, the executive director of the Players Association, he advised that they believe that the MLB is operating in bad faith. So just as a reminder, the MLB told athletes back in March that they would receive a specific percentage of their prorated salaries. However, due to the fact that organizations will take a hit financially, MLB has advised their Players Association that teams simply can't afford to keep the promised percentage. So at this point, an agreement regarding salary seems to be the determining factor for the sport's return. So keep in mind that due to a shortened season, the amount of games played will determine salaries, along with the lack of fans in attendance. So the Associated Press reported the MLB anticipates to lose $678,000 per game without the fans, considering that a sizable percentage of their revenue will actually come from that. But as MLB players watch other leagues like the NBA and the NFL secure their plans, they can't help but look to see if there's room for them. So Philadelphia Phillies' Bryce Harper was testing the job market for football. So potentially, football's in his future. Even Yankees' Aaron Judge was also considering other career options, potentially some football for him too. But all jokes aside, there are a lot of factors that are involved. So one thing that the owners and organizations are aware of is the legal responsibility of if a player does decide to play and become infected. So they don't want to be held legally responsible, and this is something that the association and the league are negotiating. So at this point, all we know that the longer it takes for both sides to come together, the longer fans have to wait to see their favorite teams play. Reporting from Toronto, Canada, Zarita Sese, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
So, Rita, I'm going to ask you in about 45 seconds whether we can sum up. Is the issue, I know salaries, they say, is one of the issues, but is the liability a bigger issue?
I think for the sport of baseball, it's a little bit easier to play logistically regarding the pandemic. I think actually it's more about the salaries and how they're going to move forward, considering that the league is going to take a big hit financially.
But none of these guys are going to end up at the food bank if they take a salary. They're not going back to minimum wage.
Oh, no. But you do have to consider the players that are at the lower end of the salary ranges. They're the ones that are also fighting for this as well.
Okay, well, we'll rely on you to keep us posted. Thanks again for joining us this morning. And we've always got a good selection of wholesome and entertaining programs on EBC. For example, Unfiltered Discussions. Your host there is Frendel Faharan. Join her as she speaks with professionals discussing real-life balancing acts between work life and home life. Unfiltered Discussions. You'll find it on Facebook and YouTube, and it's from EBC. That's our program for today. On behalf of our Canadian news teams, I wish you all good health. Take care of others and take care of yourselves. Stay home, stay safe, and stay tuned to Eagle News for accurate and balanced coverage of the COVID-19 pandemic and current affairs. In Edmonton, Canada, Thomas I. Likeness, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Stay tuned for Aguila Belita, hosted by Maricar Valesco.
Thank you, Thomas. Take care.
You too.
Na ang mga pangunahing balita sa loob at labas ng bansa. Tinagid at kinalap ng Aguila News Team. Aguila Balita.
Narito ang may init na balita. Ngayon ay Miyerkules, Hunyo 17, 2020. Sa ulo ng mga balita. Pagpapatupad ng localized lockdowns, paiigtingin ng Malacanang sa mga lugar na maraming kaso ng COVID-19. COVID-19 cases sa bansa umakyat na sa 26,781. Bilang ng recoveries, pumalo naman sa 6,552. Mga public utility jeepneys inaasahang papasada na bago matapos ang buwang ito ayon sa LTFRB. Sa balitang pulis, dating pulis na umunoy sangkot sa pagdukot ng mga opisyal ng BIR na aresto ng mga tauhan ng PNP Anti-kidnapping Group sa Bulacan. Sa balitang abroad, North Korea pinasabog ang Inter-Korean Liaison Office na nasa bahagi ng kanilang border. Ako ang inyong magiging tagapaghatid balita. Ako po si Maricar Velasco. Sa detalye ng mga balita, paiigtingin pa ng pamahalaan ng pagpapatupad ng localized o barangay lockdowns sa mga lugar na maraming naitatalang kaso ng COVID-19. Sa pulong ng Malacanang, sinabi ni DILG Secretary Eduardo Año na handang-handa na ang mga LGUs at law enforcement agencies sa mga bagong community quarantine classifications. Ayon kay Secretary Año, matapos ang pulong ng IATF, agad nilang ipinabatid sa mga LGUs na higpitan ang pagmamonitor sa kanilang nasasakupan para agad na makapagpatupad ng lockdowns kapag lumalala ang kaso ng COVID-19. Sinabi ni Año na mas magiging mahigpit ang gobyerno sa pagpapatupad ng localized lockdowns dahil target ng pamahalaan na mapababa pa ang nagpopositibo sa COVID-19. Samantala, umakyat na sa 26,781 ang kabuang bilang ng COVID-19 cases na naitala sa bansa. Ito ay matapos makapagtala ang Department of Health ng 364 na karagdagan pang kaso. Sa mga bagong kaso, ang bilang na ito ay 249 ang fresh cases habang 150 naman ang late cases.
Na mula sa laboratory submissions yesterday na na-validate as of 4 p.m. today, meron po tayong 249 fresh cases na nadagdag sa ating talaan. Kung saan 128 ay galing sa National Capital Region, ang 56 ay mula sa Region 7 at 65 ay mula sa iba't ibang mga rehiyon. Para naman po sa mga late cases, nakapagtala po tayo ng 115 cases na ang mga resulta ay lumabas mahigit 3 araw na ang nakalipas. Ngunit ngayon lamang po na-validate dahil ngayon lang din na ibigay ng mga laboratorio sa atin. Sa 115 late cases na ito, 24 po ay galing sa National Capital Region, ang 3 ay galing sa Region 7 at ang 88 ay galing sa iba't ibang rehiyon. Kaya po ang total confirmed cases po natin as of 4 p.m. today, June 16, ay 26,781. Kung saan ang nadagdag sa araw na ito ay 364 cases. Inalis po natin ang 3 kaso sa total case count dahil na-verify po natin na negative sila. Ang isa sa kanila ay naidagdag na po natin sa cases ng recovered. 3 cases who were verified to be negative were removed from the total case count. Of the 3, 1 was tagged as recovered. Sa total confirmed po natin, meron po tayong 301 na nakarecover, kaya ang total recoveries po natin ngayon ay 6,552. Sa deaths naman, meron pong nadagdag na 5, kaya sa kasalukuyan po, 1,103 ang total deaths na ating naitala. Ang 2 po dito ay na-verify po namin na namatay noong June 7 at June 9.
7 pasyente mula sa Maynila na mayroong chronic kidney disease ang gumaling mula sa COVID-19. Ang mga nasabing pasyente ay na-confine sa Gat Andres Bonifacio Memorial Medical Center. Sila ay mga regular na pasyente ng Flora V. Valisno de Siojo Dialysis Center kung saan sila binibigyan ng libreng dialysis treatment. Bago lumabas sa ospital, binigyan ng bawat isang pasyente ng certificate bilang COVID-19 survivor, medical certificate at kopya ng kanilang 2 negative PCR results. Batay sa datos, nasa 1,827 ang kabuang bilang ng COVID-19 cases na naitala sa Maynila. Sa bilang na ito, 566 na ang naka-recover mula sa sakit habang may 110 namang naitalang nasawi dahil sa virus. Mga jeepney inaasahang papasada na bago matapos ang buwang ito ayon kay LTFRB Chairman Martin Delgra. May report si Eden Santos.
Papayagan na umanong bumiyahe ang mga jeep sa buwang ito matapos matigil bunsod ng COVID-19 pandemic. Sa pagdinig ng House Committee on Metro Manila Development ay sinabi ni Land Transportation, Franchising and Regulatory Board o LTFRB Chairman Martin Delgra na magpapalabas na ng memorandum circular para sa ruta ng mga jeep sa linggong ito o kaya ay sa susunod na linggo. Anya, inuna lang na ilatag ang ruta ng mga bus at isusunod na ang mga jeep.
Looking at on or before the end of the month.
because yung routes po na-identify na, yung numero po na-identify na. The basic principle here really is we need to have connectivity between the rail, the bus, and the jeepneys po. Yung pong sinasabi kanina about kung saan yung mga lugar na hindi wala yung bus or hindi makakapasok dahil po yung road configuration would not allow buses to get through. Yun po ang kinukonsider natin dito sa pagpaplano.
Nagreklamo kasi sa komite ang iba't ibang grupo ng transportasyon dahil hindi pa rin sila pinapayagan na pumasada. Ayon kay Efren De Luna, presidente ng Alliance of Concerned Transport Organization o ACTO, kumakalam ng sikmura ng mga pamilya ng jeepney drivers at mga operators sa tagal na walang hanap buhay. Panawagan ng kanilang hanay na payagan ng mga may orihinal na prangkisa at handa namang silang sumunod sa mga ipatutupad na protocol.
Yung po yun, panawagan po natin ay pabuksan na po yung original ng mga may prangkisa at susunod po kami sa protocol. Huwag po sana yung limitado lamang yung mga tatakbo, yung gusto lamang nila ang dapat umano. Tayo po ay ayaw natin magkasakit ng COVID. Lahat po tayo yung umiiwas. Natuto na po tayo sa 3 buwan na tinatawag na kung paano tayo makakaiwas sa sakit na yan.
Inireklamo rin ng mga jeepney operators ang hindi pagtanggap ng cash aid ng maraming tsuper mula sa ipinamahaging SAP ng DSWD para sa public utility. Paliwanag naman ni Delgra na ang tanging papel ng LTFRB ay magsumite ng listahan ng lahat ng mga may prangkisa at nagmamaneho ng mga unit. Nilinaw naman ng LTFRB na hindi sila nagbibigay ng special permit liban sa mga may prangkisa na ginagawang shuttle service. Para sa Eagle News, Eden Santos, we live in interesting times.
Sa ilalim ng new normal, may bago na ring mode of transportation sa Maynila na gagamitin ng mga pedicab driver. Ito ang taxical. Alamin natin kung ano ito sa report ni Madeline Villar Moratillo.
Sa ilalim ng tinatawag na new normal dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic, malaking adjustments ang ginagawa ng lahat. Mula sa mga restaurant, food chains at iba pang kainan, hanggang sa mga nasa pampublikong transportasyon, ginagawa ng paraan para magkasunod sa social distancing. Ang mga bus, jeep at mga pampasaherong van, kalahati lang ng kanilang maximum capacity ang maaaring maisakay na pasahero. Bawat isa kasi, kailangang mayroong sapat na distansya, mula sa driver hanggang sa mga pasahero. Pero paano naman ang mga pedicab driver na sa liit ng espasyo ng sasakyan, hindi pwede ang social distancing? Kaya naman ang lokal na pamahalaan ng Maynila, nag-alok ng tulong para sa mga pedicab driver sa lungsod upang makaagapay rin sila sa ilalim ng new normal. Sa konsultasyon kasama ang mga driver ng pedicab sa lungsod at Manila Traffic and Parking Bureau, inalok ni Mayor Isko Moreno ang mga driver ng magagamit na pedicab na mas maganda at may proteksyon. Hindi lang sa driver kundi maging sa pasahero, pagkat meron din itong physical distancing dividers. Kung sa normal na pedicab ay isa lang ang maaaring maisakay sa ilalim ng new normal, sa bagong pedicab na ito, maaari silang makapagsakay ng 2 pasahero. Pero kung bubuti na ang sitwasyon at matapos na ang banta ng COVID-19, maaari silang magsakay ng 3.
Tapos, pag bumuti na ang panahon, di ba, wala ng COVID-19, natatanggal lahat. Mga harang ngayon? Oo, natatanggal. So, pwede ka. Actually, pantatluan na yun. Parang tanggal po na.
Ayon sa alkalde, piso lang ang magiging down payment ng mga pedicab driver habang 188 pesos kada araw lang ang hulog sa loob ng 3 hanggang 5 taon para sa Corona Edition na pedicab. Ang nasabing pedicab na gawa ng isang Italian motor vehicle manufacturer ay motorized at tumatakbo sa pamamagitan ng gasolina o diesel. Sa nasabing pulong, sumang-ayon naman ang mga pedicab driver sa plano ng alkalde. Sa kasalukuyan, plano ng Manila LGU na makakuha ng paunang 2,000 makabagong pedicab para sa mga rehistradong pedicab operator and drivers association sa Maynila. Para sa Eagle News, Madeline Villar Moratillo, we live in interesting times.
Inihain na sa Kamara ang isang resolusyon na naglalayong imbestigahan ang mabagal na distribusyon ng ayuda sa pamamagitan ng Special Amelioration Program ng Department of Social Welfare and Development. Ang House Resolution 973 ay inakda ni House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano kasama ang iba pang kongresista. Nais umunong alamin ng liderato ng Kamara ang dahilan kung bakit nagkaroon ng delay at mabagal na pamamahagi ng cash aid sa mga apektado ng COVID-19 pandemic. Nais din ng Kamara na humanap ng paraan upang matulungan ang DSWD sa cash distribution at iba pang tulong ng gobyerno para sa pagtugon sa pandemya. Una rito, sinabi ni Cayetano na sa lawak at tindi ng epekto ng krisis ay normal lang na magkaroon ng problema sa implementasyon ng Bayanihan to Heal as One Law, subalit may mga problema rin sa pagpapatupad nito na hindi katanggap-tanggap. Pangunahin sa iimbestigahan ng Kamara ang mahaba at komplikadong pamamaraan ng DSWD sa distribusyon ng 5,000 hanggang 8,000 pisong SAP sa mga benepisyaryo na umabot sa 30 steps at 5 layers of approval. DILG suportado ang Brigada Eskwela at Oplan Balik Eskwela programs ng DepEd. LGUs at mga barangay inaatasan na tumulong sa nasasakupang mga paaralan. May report si Eden Santos.
Todo suporta ang Department of Interior and Local Government sa mga programa ng Department of Education para sa pagbabalik eskwela ng mga estudyante sa Agosto. Ayon kay DILG Secretary Eduardo Anyo, ang edukasyon ng mga kabataan sa gitna ng COVID-19 public health emergency ay nananatiling pangunahing prioridad ng gobyerno. Anya, sa pagsasagawa ng Brigada Eskwela at Oplan Balik Eskwela sa ilalim ng New Normal ay tinitiyak niya ang lubusang pakikipagtulungan ng DILG sa DepEd upang masiguro na maipatutupad ito hanggang sa grassroots level. Inatasan din ng kalihim ang local government units at mga barangay na nakatutok sa iba't ibang programa at aktibidad upang masugpo ang COVID-19 na tumulong sa mga paaralan sa kanilang nasasakupan. Anya, ito ay upang masiguro na magiging matagumpay at produktibo ang school year 2020-2021. Pinuri ng kalihim ang mga LGU na nagbigay at magbibigay pa ng tulong tulad ng mga laptop, printed materials at iba pa para makaagapay ang mga guro at estudyante sa pagbabago sa sistema ng edukasyon sa new normal. Ang slogan sa taong ito ng Brigada Eskwela at Oplan Balik Eskwela ay bayanihan sa paaralan. Kaya naman hinikayat ng kalihim ang lahat kasama ang mga magulang na makipagtulungan sa gobyerno upang masiguro na matamo ng mga kabataan ang pinakamahusay na edukasyon sa kabila ng hamon sa kanilang haharaping new learning methods. Para sa Eagle News, Eden Santos, we live in interesting times.
Hindi na maaaring makapasok sa bansa ang Spanish national na si Javier Salvador Para. Matatandaang si Para ay nag-viral pa sa social media matapos na makipagtalo at manlaban sa mga pulis na sumitas sa kanyang kasambahay na walang face mask habang nasa labas ng kanilang bahay sa Dasmariñas Village sa Makati City. Sa isang statement, sinabi ni Immigration Commissioner Jaime Morente na si Para ay nasa blacklist na ng BI at perpetually banned na sa pagpasok sa bansa. Sa record ng BI, si Para ay umalis sa bansa noong April 29 o ilang araw matapos maganap ang pakikipagtalo nito sa mga pulis. Kasabay nito, sinabi ni Morente na ang mga dayuhang hindi marunong gumalang sa batas at mga otoridad ay hindi dapat manatili sa bansa. Susunod, nakatakdang preliminary investigation laban kay Senator Coco Pimentel kaugnay ng paglabag sa quarantine protocols ipinagpaliban. Ang detalye na yan sa pagbabalik ng Agila Balita sa umaga.
Agila Balita.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants. Abangan ng kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
This program is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved NutriChoice, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa NutriChoice. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Standard Juicy, ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matinco. R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Hey, Aggression Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, San-Made Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! San-Made Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
The successful development of TPLEX, or Tarlac Pangasinan La Union Expressway in 2009, a 4-lane toll road that extends from Tarlac City to Rosario La Union, with an additional approved extension of 56 kilometers all the way to San Juan La Union. This is expected to reduce travel time to Baguio and other provinces in northern Luzon. Realizing the vision of creating a better world for Filipinos fueled the team's focus.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved NutriChoice. With active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa NutriChoice.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
Hindi tuloy sa Huwebes, June 18, ang preliminary investigation sa reklamo laban kay Senator Coco Pimentel. Ang kaso ay kaugnay sa sinasabing paglabag ni Pimentel sa quarantine protocols. Ayon kay Prosecutor General Benedicto Malcontento, ipinagpaliban ang pagdinig dahil inatasan nila ang complainant na si Attorney Rico Quicho na tumugon muna sa mga procedural requirements. Ilan sa mga ito ay ang pagsusumite ng orihinal na reklamo at attachments. Binigyan ng DOJ ng 10 araw si Quicho para maisumite ang mga nasabing dokumento at sa ngayon ay wala pang bagong schedule ang pagdinig. Sinabi ni Malcontento na kapag nakatugon na ang complainant ay bibigyan naman nila ng pagkakataon si Pimentel para sagutin ang reklamo. Pero hindi na anya kailangang humarap ni Pimentel sa hearings at aatasan na lang ito na magsumite ng counter affidavit. Kapag nabigoan niya ang complainant na maisumite ang mga hinihinging dokumento ay idedeklarang submitted for decision ang kaso. Reklamong paglabag sa RA or Republic Act 11332 o mandatory reporting of notifiable disease and events ang inihain ni Quicho laban kay Pimentel. Ito ay matapos anyang mabigo ang senator na i-disclose ang kanyang kalusugan at labagin na ang strict home quarantine na magtungo pa ito sa ospital kahit na person under investigation ito noon at na-expose sa COVID-19 patients. Samantala, ibinasura na ng Senate Electoral Tribunal ang quo warranto petition na inihain laban kay Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel. Sa 17 pahinang desisyon ng SET, ibinasura ng reklamo dahil sa kawalan ng sapat na merito. Ang reklamo ay una lang isinampa ng mga petitioner na sina Raymar Mansilungan at Efren Adan noong May 2019 at iginiit na hindi na ito maaaring magsilbi sa Senado dahil natapos na ang kanyang magkasunod na termino mula 2007 hanggang 2013 at 2013 hanggang 2019. Batayan nila sa Section 4, Article 6 ng Saligang Batas, hindi maaaring magsilbi ng higit sa dalawang magkasunod na termino ang isang senator. Pero sa desisyon ng SET, sinabi nito na hindi napagsilbihan ni Pimentel ang kanyang full term. Si Pimentel ay magugunitang nanalo noong 2007 pero naiproklama lang noong August 2011 matapos paboran ng SET ang kanyang petisyon laban kay Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri. Noong 2019, pinayagan si Pimentel ng Commission on Elections na muling makatakbo dahil hindi niya natapos ang termino mula 2007 hanggang 2013. Nagpasalamat naman si Pimentel sa mga miyembro ng SET lalo na sa mga mahistrado ng Supreme Court dahil sa paglalabas ng objective decision. Tiwala ang Department of Justice na ikinokonsidera ni Pangulong Duterte ang kanilang komento sa Anti-terrorism bill. Sinabi ni Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara na ginagawa na nila ang draft ng komento na kanilang ipapasa sa Office of the President ngayong araw. Noong Lunes, anya ay nag-brainstorming ng session ang mga opisyal ng DOJ kung saan binusisi nila ang bawat bahagi ng anti-terror bill. Kampante si Guevara na hindi lamang ang komento ng DOJ ang ikinokonsidera kundi maging ang iba pang ahensya ng gobyerno na hinihinga ng Office of the Executive Secretary ng komento sa panukala. Ayon sa kalihim, highly confidential ang komento na kanilang ipadadala sa Malacanang. Ipapaubayaan niya ng DOJ sa palasyo kung isa sa publiko o hindi ang batayan sa magiging aksyon ng Pangulo sa anti-terror bill. Naaresto ng mga tauhan ng PNP Anti-kidnapping Group sa Bulacan ang isang dating pulis na sangkot sa pagdukot ng mga opisyal ng BIR. Ang suspect ay may standing warrant of arrest at nahaharap sa kasong murder, estafa at theft. Ang detalye sa report ni Mar Gabriel.
Inaresto ng mga tauhan ng PNP Anti-kidnapping Group ang isang dating pulis na sangkot sa kidnapping ng mga opisyal ng Bureau of Internal Revenue. Nakilala ang suspect na si dating PO3 Alan Formiliesa na dinampot sa kanyang bahay sa barangay Kaypombo sa Santa Maria, Bulacan. Dating nakatalaga sa Quezon City Police District Station 6 ang suspect bago nasibak sa serbisyo dahil sa pag-aawol noong nakaraang taon.
Meron nga siyang warrant of arrest na 3, murder case, estafa, saka theft. So, nung mahuli siya sa Bulacan, nagmamaniho siya ng tricycle at wala naman siyang dalang baril. Kaya nung agarang pagsukul sa kanya ng aming mga kapulisan, pagkuha sa kanya, wala namang nakuhang baril pero sinerve na lang sa kanya itong warrant.
Ayon kay AKG spokesperson, Police Major Rani Lumactod, ang sospek ay miyembro ng Gapos Gang na pumupunteriya sa mga opisyal ng BIR sa Metro Manila at sa Central Luzon. Modus nila na pasukin ang bahay ng mga opisyal ng BIR at kunin ang mga ari-arian nito o hindi kaya naman ay dukutin ang mga ito.
Originally, sila ay mga grupo ng Gapos Gang na nambibiktima ng BIR official at sa kalaunan, nag-evolve ang kanilang grupo at napunta ngayon sa babanggain nila yung kanilang biktima sa kalsada or ikakat nila. Ngayon, kikidnapin na nila yung BIR official. Andun ngayon yung doon sila ngayon humihingi ng pera, ransom.
Agosto noong nakaraang taon, isang miyembro naman ng malaking kidnap for ransom group Nasangkot din sa kidnapping ng mga opisyal ng BIR ang nasawi matapos makaengkwentro ng mga pulis sa Marilao, Bulacan. Para sa Eagle News, Mar Gabriel, we live in interesting times.
Mga pangyayari sa labas ng bansa. Balitang Abroad.
Pinasabog ng North Korea ang Inter-Korean Liaison Office sa bahagi ng kanilang border. Ito ang inihayag ng South Korea Unification Ministry kasunod ng ilang araw na pagtaas ng tensyon sa pagitan nila ng Pyongyang. Ayon sa ministry, alas 12:49 ng hapon nangyari ang pagpapasabog. Una rito ipinahayag ng kapatid ng North Korean leader na si Kim Yo-jong na makikita ang pagguhon ng walang anyang silbing North-South Joint Liaison Office. Noong nakaraang linggo ay inanunsyo ng North Korea na puputulin na nila ang lahat ng official communication links sa South Korea. Isinagawa na ng Qatar ang inaugurasyon ng Education City Stadium, ang ikalawang bagong tayong stadium na inihahanda para sa 2022 World Cup. Pero dahil sa ipinapairal na coronavirus restrictions sa Qatar, minabuti ng Supreme Committee for Delivery and Legacy na isagawa ang virtual media launch para sa bagong gawang stadium. Panoorin po natin ito. At yan ang naging kabuuan ng ating may init na balita. Sa pangalan ng ating mga kaagapay sa Eagle News Service, ako po si Maricar Velasco and we live in interesting times. Susunod na ang programang Saganang Mamamayan kasama sina Congressman Dante Marcoleta at Jen Subarjaga.
Sumayin niyo ang mga balitang kinarap, maingat na isinulat at inihanay ng Eagle News Service.